We're gonna wrap up week 2, skills for the check-in, and I'm just gonna show you how everything connects. And these skills that I'm teaching you in the check-in, there's no linear order to them. I created the 8 steps so that I'd have like a mind map inside when I facilitated the beginning of a class to high school students. And I'm going to show you how I did that with just the first 2 steps. And when I wanted to teach the check-in is when I lined up skills to each step. So you could use them linear as you're practicing, but you're your own person. You have your own skill sets, and you want to develop like your own organic way of attuning to yourself. And then when you do that, you trust that those that you're facilitating it to have their own organic way of aligning with who they are. So the check-in, so we have this expansive state, this way of being who we are. We could call it a regulated state. We could call it a sense of equilibrium. There's another word that is used for the body when you're in balance that I can't think of. So in this space, it feels more big than small. It feels more open than closed. It feels more good than not good. Those are just general things that I've created as I taught it, and but again, everybody has their own experience. So in this space is where inspiration, so in a regulated state, we can tap into inspiration, we can tap into creativity, our ability to create new outcomes, imagine new outcomes, and possibility. Possibility being an opposite of a fear state. So fear state triggers stress response, and this regulated state aligns with and grows a sense of possibility, connection, all the good stuff. So to get there, I just came up with 8 steps, and I'm not counting. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. So when I would begin this class called School Success, I could greet the kids and just get them comfortable in their space. So I would say, just notice what it's like to be you. And I would also, if you're teaching this, I would also, they could just rest. They could just give their body the cue that they're going to rest. They could put their head down. They could doodle. So it was just time to just start to become the noticer, right? So the first is the physical environment, to check into the physical environment. And then the next is the social environment. And this week coming up is physical body. So attuning to your students too, everyone's wired differently, and you just be the noticer of how the students are responding, again with the non-attachment, without judgment, criticism, or comparison. Let them have their experience. So going through the steps, if I'm going to attune, right, and if I'm going to take my own quiet time and I'm just going to get connected, I become the noticer. So the first skill is to notice and name. So feet on ground, body in chair. Maybe you start to notice a sense of like heavy, like gravity, like a pull down towards the chair, down towards the earth. Notice, name, and you can do this through the 5 senses. So I may just choose touch, chair, soft, ground, hard, fingertips, soft. I might notice a feeling of freshness. I may bring in intentionally, if I go for a walk and I like the freshness and I want to take in the, I just want to notice, I can imagine, a space that brings me a sense of calm. So we're attuning, we're soothing. And then I'm trying to think of the bottom skills, comfortable or uncomfortable. Oh, I know the bottom skill, non-attachment, right? So now we're getting into the space of compassionate awareness. So we're having this experience of being the noticer without there needing to be a right or wrong, without there needing to be anything to compare it to, without there being anything to criticize. So you're being the noticer of a tendency to draw in those things, judgment, comparison, criticism. Just be the noticer. And that's the compassionate awareness. If you do notice that, who cares? You're learning how to be the noticer, and learning how to disrupt. It doesn't mean you're good or bad if you have thoughts of comparison, criticism. We want to disrupt that because we want to attune to the state of possibility. So comfortable or uncomfortable is just being the noticer as you align with this space. Is there something that feels too much? Not enough? Do you feel just right? You could go through mind space, heart space, belly space, muscles, skin. We'll do that more in this week 3 physical body. So now I can notice the social environment. How am I relating to others? How are others relating to me? If I'm in the morning and I'm just kind of attuning to my quiet time and working on getting integrated, the social environment, it could be, what are you noticing? Maybe somebody else woke up, they're making noise. Maybe you're kind of don't have a very happy anticipation of a meeting, but just noticing how you're relating to others and how others are relating to you. So it might be something live in your physical environment, and it also might be just someone that you have on your mind. So just being the noticer of that, and see if you can notice and identify like cruel thoughts about blah, or obsessive thoughts about blah, compulsive, whatever. And then see if you can do the allow and release. So you're noticing how you're responding. Can you allow the experience? And when you allow the experience, can you release the experience? So the big skill set in the social environment is being the observer, being the witness, being the noticer. So owning your experience, how you're relating to others, how others are relating to you. Compassionate awareness, just allow yourself to have cruel thoughts. Allow yourself to feel hateful. Allow yourself to have the doubt. Allow it, and as you allow it, it can move through. So own, witness, notice. Own my experience in the now, the present moment, attuning to present moment, time and space. And when you do that, you become the choice maker. You can choose to allow and to release. So check in. I start to become the observer of how I'm responding to how I relate to others, how others are relating to me, my social environment. I practice owning what's coming up with compassionate awareness in the now. When I do this, I've won the opportunity to choose When I choose, I can allow the experience, the reaction, my body's response. I can set it free because it's energy in motion. It moves. It's dynamic, not static. See you this week with check-in to the physical body.